Our next guest is Veva Islas.
That's right.
Okay, good.
Glad to be
Welcome.
here with you, Greg.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you, and you are running for City Council.
I am. I'm running for Fresno City Council District 7.
Okay.
It's a primary, so it'll be coming up very quickly here on June 5th.
June 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And do you, I didn't think to ask you earlier, I'm sure you must have somebody else that's running against you.
There are at least two other individuals,
Okay.
and the campaign filing doesn't close until March 9th, so there may be others that come out. We'll
Yeah,
wait and see.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know you've been working on this for quite a while, so...
So yeah, I've been, committed to representing District 7 for quite some time. I was, waiting for this election opportunity to come up. My background is that I was actually born in District 7.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
Valley Medical Center is part of District 7, so I can rightfully claim that. I'm a local girl, so I was not only born in Fresno, I was educated in Fresno. I have a bachelor's degree in health science from Fresno State and a master's in public health.
Okay.
And so as I've been knocking on doors with this campaign, it certainly has become very evident the number of seniors who live in District 7 who are voting and very active. A lot of needs in terms of when we're thinking about social isolation. I met a beautiful gentleman who, bought the home as his neighborhood was being developed, and he's turning 100 years old, this year.
Wow.
So he's the oldest senior I've had the fortune of meeting. He's doing well. But there are others who aren't. And, I think of La Señora Yolanda, who is suffering with arthritis and really does not have family members near her who can help clean her home, help her with the upkeep of her home. So there are issues like that that concern me about, what we're doing to systemically help to support our seniors who have contributed so much to our communities.
Yeah. There's many opportunities to help. I know we just were discussing with the young lady prior about volunteering, but there's a lot of needs. Seniors are very isolated a lot of times, and bless their heart, they don't want to be a burden on anybody.
Sure.
And sometimes whatever they're dealing with can even be a little bit embarrassing, and they're afraid to share it. But we do need that, and one of the things that we need is what you mentioned. We need a senior center, darn it.
We do need a senior center, and as I've been talking to people who have been involved with advocating for senior centers, it's not a new fight. There's people who I know who have been proposing that we concentrate efforts on developing a senior center. One of my friends is Barbara Pyle Rogers, and she mentioned that 25 years ago there was a proposal for us to get 6 senior centers. Six, right.
Oh,
and so we're
wow.
still working on just one. Last November, there was a commission that had been, put together various stakeholders, and they recommended that we begin efforts to build the one senior center. And unfortunately, there wasn't consensus about the location of that one senior center, but there was definitely a commitment about the types of things and activities that people wanted to see offered there. And I understand that, it's in the city's sort of box now to figure out how we would operate and build it. So that's what we're waiting to hear. They had 90 days from that November report to come back with a plan.
And my understanding is nothing's been promoted as of today.
That's right. We're still waiting. I think they have a few more days on that 90-day time block. So we definitely should be following up or hearing something soon at the end of February.
I'm assuming you're probably at all the council meetings and taking in as whatever you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to join as many as I can. Seniors and children are issues that are very near and dear to my heart because I happen to be a daughter of a senior, and she's doing wonderfully, but I can see, how that baton is going to hand off one day, and I want to be prepared for that.
Yep.
And I'm also, not only a mother, but also a grandmother. And as I'm looking at my grandchildren growing up, I'm knowing that one day I'm going to have to rely on them for for some added help and support. So I
you
think
got to treat them well now.
absolutely,
You know,
I'm gonna invest well now so that they can't spoil me later. But you know, as a society, if we really want to honor and value the contributions of our seniors, then we have to figure out how we're creating systems that support them in their times of need, because these have been our mothers and fathers who have cared for us, and grandmothers and grandfathers who have given us that wisdom to be the individuals that we are now. So we need to value that.
That's very well said. You know, they're the gems of our society, and we, as a whole, in the United States, don't care for them nearly as well as other countries care for their elderly, and we have a lot to learn. And you know, we have a lot of great people who help, but you know, government and community-wise, we definitely need to do more, in my opinion. I think possibly yours as well, because they're treasures, you know, and they're people that have given so much, but also need so much. And guess what? We're all going to be there.
Exactly.
So it only helps us. You know, we were sharing the other day with a wonderful lady about the benefits of caregiving, and she was so passionate about what a blessing it is to be a caregiver. I mean, it's so well said, and it even made me rethink it a little bit, you know, because it truly is, you know, serving others is what we're here for.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know?
And I'm glad you made that point, because I believe firmly that, you know, the role of an elected official is to serve their community. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of elected officials who've been more self-serving than interested in serving community.
No.
And so, so I'd like to change that. And I think, again, you know, seniors are a very important constituency. When I think about the needs of seniors in my life, you know, I can remember the food insecurity for some of the seniors that I've known personally. So we need to figure out how we're making sure that our seniors are getting access to food. A senior center could help us organize that. Transportation, shopping, like as I mentioned, you know, helping people have social connections with other peers is really important for the well-being and continued mental health.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, something like Meals on Wheels, it's not available everywhere, but that is such an awesome program, and we see it in other communities. You know, Fresno definitely needs it. But it's you know, it's so critical, because a lot of people we know are, you know, they're not eating properly, they're not being cared for properly, they're missing appointments because of transportation issues. And I know, I believe it's still the case in Madera, there's about 3 senior centers, you know, and I know we're just a little bit bigger than Madera,
Just a little,
and we ought to have, 6, and they said that 25 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
right.
gosh.
That's
So-
right. But I think where we see need, we should also be looking at opportunity. And so, you know, we do have a very high unemployment rate. We do have individuals with entrepreneurial spirits who may be willing to operate those Meals on Wheels programs, but we need to create the pathways for those business opportunities as well. And I think that's another role of our elected officials. As we're being confronted with the challenge, we should also be creative in finding the solution. One of the things that I've worked on to help address food deserts has been helping low-income women who live in these neighborhoods that have limited access to produce learn to develop a small business. So we've helped to launch micro businesses, mobile vendors who will sell fruits and vegetables back into the neighborhoods where there are deficits.
I actually saw that in a little research I did.
For Cultiva, our organization,
There you go,
Cultiva La Salud. So, you know, very similarly, we could organize something like that would help be providing services to seniors, maybe food delivery, maybe some transportation. I think we have a lot of advantage with technology, and we just need to get creative about how we implement it.
Wow. So you are very excited about your primary coming up.
Yes.
And so as far as volunteering, we were talking about that. How do people get a hold of you or your campaign and help out?
Great. So there is information that I've provided in terms of my website, which is voteveva2018.com.
There you go. We're on
Yeah, and we also have their phone number as well as an email where people can reach me should they want to volunteer.
Awesome.
I am on social media, both Facebook and Twitter would be also good locations.
Okay.
So I have that available for your viewers, and
Awesome.
I welcome everybody who may be
Awesome.
interested in supporting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing the vision that you have. And, man, we're going to see if we can't work together and get something going here.
I love that, Greg. Thank you so much for having me.
you.
And just one last thing, I will be having a fundraising event on March 2nd.
Okay.
There's also details about that are available to your viewers. And so I
Awesome.
invite people to join me there as well.
There it is. Awesome. So, folks, take advantage of it, and let's get behind somebody who's really wanting to do something for our seniors. Well, not just our seniors, but everybody. But we're here talking about seniors. So thanks again, Veva. We
Great.
really appreciate it.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. We'll be right back with Truth for Seniors.